Jiva Korja. Hello my friends, you're very welcome back to Animal Crossing Wild World episode 112. And you are very welcome back to another evening in home. Hope you all are keeping well. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Don't forget to like if you haven't yet, and subscribe if you haven't yet, of course, just before we get started. So, it's been a minute. I recorded the previous episode probably about 2.5 to 3 weeks ago. So, I've just got back from Ireland. I was at home visiting family and stuff, and I did not play the game at all while I was gone. But I am back now, and thankfully, I'm happy to report that none of our lovely neighbours left, although that does include Caesar, unfortunately. So Caesar's still stuck with us. Fingers crossed tonight we'll see some boxes packed in his house. We can't guarantee, of course, but that is what I'm waiting for. That's what I'm hoping for. The only thing about not checking in, taking a 2-week break, the only bad thing is, unfortunately, we lost all of our hybrid flowers, which is quite sad. But at least, you know, hybrid flowers, we can get them back, maybe. I don't know. We also lost all of our Lily of the Valley flowers too, up around the town hall, which I will show you now as well. Now, thankfully, I had the suggestion from a commenter, I believe it was Meow Maddie, who said that I should save a couple, which I'm so glad I did, because look, they're all gone. Everything is gone, thankfully. Now I actually have 2 in my bag. All is not lost, so we can replant these 2. So hopefully we can get the Lily of the Valley stuff going again. I had quite a few weeds. I do also believe we have some cockroaches, although I haven't actually been in our house yet. Also, the green is coming back in the trees. The colour is starting to shift. Now we still have snow on the ground. In fact, I'm not sure of the date exactly, but I think today could be the last day of snow, possibly. It will be in the next few days, since March is next week, which is really scary. Right, I'm just gonna have a quick pop inside and see about these cockroaches. Yep, there they are. Now, I've done it before where I've taken up all the furniture, you know, done it that way, because they do kind of come back. I kind of don't feel the need to do that right now, like, oops, see, that's why I don't like. That was annoying. So I probably won't, I got one. I probably won't take everything up. Like, these cockroaches, they will just disappear at some point, you know. I think if we get them all in every room or something like that, then they'll just go. There, we got one. That was the second one. Okay, let's try and get the last one. Oh, almost had him. No! See, every time I press B to run, or whatever I press to run, it just takes up the furniture, which is really no. Oh, there's 2 more. Did I get them both? I think I did, actually. Oh yeah, see, every time I take up a piece of furniture, like, more and another one arrives. So I think if I get them all in every room. Oh, there's another one. That's the one I thought I got. Oh, there's 3 in here. They're a little easier to see here. Got 1, got 2, got 3. All right, let's check the bathroom. Oh, see, they are just coming back. This feels like a weird little mini game. I remember doing this before, and they did just despawn, or whatever though. Is despawn the right word? I don't know. I think I got them all and they just went away. Maybe that did it, because they're not in here either. Maybe that did it. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, they're gone. Well, that's good. I didn't have to take up all the furniture and get rid of them that way. We have what's the word? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Oh my god, it's on the tip of my brain. I think the word I'm thinking of is exterminate, actually, but whatever. Anyway, yes, we've exterminated our house. I've had some thoughts since recording the last episode, and I've had some time away. Caesar, damn it. Bones, is that your house? Hey, it's already 7 o'clock. It's time to eat supper. I'm drooling just thinking about what's on the menu. I want 5 of everything. I'm going to use this net to catch air, then I'll bottle it and sell Severe Home air in other towns. Ooh, it just got darker. I'm gonna pop around and talk to everybody, but in the meantime, I want to talk you through some of the thoughts I've been having about the series. So I think from now on, starting with this episode, I'm going to be structuring the episodes a little bit differently. While I talk, I'm just going to go around and see if there's any weeds, because I don't know if I got all the weeds in the last couple of days, so let's just look for any stray weeds. I'm going to be structuring the episodes a little bit differently, and that is, a lot of it is just for me to time manage a little bit better. I'm going to be honest, I do not have the time right now to record really long episodes. Like, I tend to film roughly around an hour, and then it ends up being cut down to like anywhere from 30 to 40 minute episodes, which you'll be aware of if you are a regular watcher of the series. And that's not me cutting anything out, you know. I'm just kind of whittling down all the dead space, and by the time I do edit all of that space out, it comes to about 30-40 minutes, but I roughly film from anywhere to 45-50 minutes to an hour. That's usually what I do when I make these episodes. With what's left to complete in this game, it's gonna involve a lot of time traveling, and I don't know how long those recording sessions are gonna take. I think that's the tricky part. It's why I've been a little bit procrastinating things with regards to time traveling and catching what is left to catch in terms of bugs and fish. Also, that is completely unpredictable. Like, I could spend a whole day trying to catch a shark or whatever. You know, the banded dragonfly, which is apparently very fast. Just with all that in mind, you know, and with my schedule at the moment, I just don't have time to sit down, film an episode, see what happens. I actually do want to kind of make progress. So how I think I'm gonna structure this is kind of record shorter bursts. I'm recording today because I hadn't recorded in close to 3 weeks, and I wanted to kind of update you guys on the hybrid flowers and just check in with our villagers and show you guys probably the ends of the snow pretty soon. So maybe record for like, you know, 15-20 minutes in little bursts and little sections, and then just edit together what's relevant and make it into one episode. So one episode might actually involve maybe 2 to 3 days of recording sessions, and that way I can time travel in shorter bursts. And what may even happen as well, and I will be fully transparent with you when that happens, is I may just, you know, record the game without me speaking and only include the parts where we catch the fish and bugs that we're looking for, and I will add the voiceover later. There's the pitfall seed. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I think that'll be more time efficient for me. It may mean there's a little bit more of a gap between the episodes, which there already are gaps between episodes anyway, so it's not like anything is really changing. Yeah, if I'm not playing the game live, recording my voice while I'm actively playing, which is what I usually do, which I'm doing right now. If I'm not doing that at any point, I will tell you in the episode. I'll say, hey, this was pre-recorded and I'm adding my voice later. You know, there isn't really a lot more we can do. I feel like a lot of the episodes will just be maybe feel like filler, which is what we've done this whole time, which is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, I don't think, of just like walking around, chatting to the neighbors, pulling up weeds and not digging holes, but, you know, just tidying up the town and stuff. But I feel like that would get quite, at this point, I feel like that might get a bit mundane when there isn't a lot left to do. We're waiting on Caesar to move out. We're obviously wanting to complete the bugs and the fish. When we get our last villager moved in, we can finish up the pads. And at this point, I think I'm going to change everything to spring colors, because we'll be changing over to spring very soon in game. And I think that's probably realistically where the series will end. I'm going to be honest, I don't see this going into the summertime. I'm aiming to wrap this series up in the springtime. So that's my goal. We'll see what happens. And I think that's really it in terms of progress for the game. Also, I think we have like 3 to 4 paintings left. I don't know. That's out of our control. I just have to keep going to reds and see if we can fill those last 3 to 4 spots of painting. That's really it. You know, once we get all the fish, then we get the golden fishing rod, which I think is kind of pointless, honestly. Why would we need the golden fishing rod after we've caught all the fish? But anyways, that's really it. I think the town will be mapped the way we like it. We have the right amount of trees and the right amount of flowers, roughly. And I'm quite happy with the house, I think. I know the living room is not my favorite, but other than that, I'm happy with the house. And I will chat to all of our villagers before I wrap up this portion of the recording. But let me know what you guys feel about that. I think for you it's going to be a more pleasant viewing experience, because I know recently in a video I have talked about feeling a little burnt out and a little jaded at this point, because this series has been going for 2 years, over 2 years. While I'm still enjoying it, I'm also at the same time ready to move on to other things. And for those of you who've been watching from the very beginning, which has been a long time, I don't want you to feel like I kind of mucked up the ending just because I got a little bit bored and a little bit burnt out. So I do want to like make sure that we wrap this up properly, that when this does end, that you feel like, okay, we're at the end of the journey and we're happy with that and we're happy to move on to other things, you know? So that's where I'm at. I am feeling jaded, but also I want to wrap this up properly and feel like we did it, rather than just, I don't know what the alternative is. But anyways, that's where I'm at. So from what you'll see, oh, Caesar just got a new outfit. Doesn't matter. You got to get out of here, Caesar. So like I said, we've got a few more boxes to tick in terms of wrapping up this series, but I think if I just alter the way I record stuff going forward, and then I don't think you guys will actually notice a huge difference in editing, because everything you're going to see will be relevant to reaching our goals. It just means for me, I just have to change around what I'm doing a little bit. So rather than sitting down to record the next episode in one sitting, I'll record 15-20 minutes of maybe an update, well, which is now, and then maybe 15-20 minutes of like I time traveled back to July and we're trying to catch a shark. Anything to do with time traveling, I probably will not record my voice while I do that. I will just record whatever time I play, and there will be a lot of unusable footage there. So I'll just obviously take out the parts I want, which is hopefully catching the fish that we need, and then I will edit that together and put my voice over that. And like I already explained that, I'm going to tell you when I'm not playing live. And I think that's it. I think I've over-explained everything now, but that's where I'm at with how I'm going to record things going forward. Just going to make a few little changes so that I can compartmentalize in my brain of what I need to do to finish this series. And that's also going to fit with my schedule at the minute. That's the other thing, is that my schedule is just like insane right now, and I get quite overwhelmed with everything that I'm juggling right now. And you know, Animal Crossing is one of those things that's like starting to stress me out a little bit with how I'm gonna finish this series. And it's all just time. It's just like, you know, I don't always have an hour or two to go looking for a shark. So anyways, it's all good. We're gonna get there. Anyway, I will save you any more rambling. Let's talk to our villagers and then I will wrap up this little section. We already talked to Bones, but whoops, I did not mean to do that. I was going to say we already talked to Bones, but I'm going to talk to him again anyway. We also have to make sure that nobody's moving. You know what I like even more than flowers? The way they smell. It's so alluring to me, it's just like sponge cake. Cute. Okay, let's make sure nobody's moving except for Caesar, but it doesn't look like he is. Mint! Hi Swirly, you're up late tonight. What up? I'm happy you're still up though, because that means I have someone to play with. Oh, she's so cute. You know what your problem is? You're lacking a distinct personal style. I could teach you the secret of being alluring. Please. Well then, this is something that applies to both boys and girls. The key to being alluring is moving elastically like a kitty cat. You might want to take some time to study how a cat moves, just like cat school. Oh my gosh. I love Mint's outfit, by the way. I don't know if we can see it now, but you can kind of see it. It's almost like a little army jacket. It looks so cute and it matches her. It's green as well. Okay, let's pop into Rosie. Rosie, my girl, how you doing? Hiya, you're still full of energy, aren't you? It gets chilly at night, so I'm not as into going outside as I used to be, but when I was younger, oh my gosh, how old am I anyway? You know, I'm trying to give my singing career a boost with a few live shows, but I'm totally out of cute dresses. I've already worn all of mine. I gotta find a new outfit before I go on stage. I need to see Rosie on stage with KK. Okay, next up is Elmer, which I think he might be out actually, because he is out exploring. He was in the intro when I booted up the game, so I figured he'd still be out. Okay, let's check on Rold. Rold is next. Yo, E-Monkey coming to visit me at this late hour. Man, I'm so flattered. Enough of that though, you got something to say to me? Wouldn't it be funny if Bones and Elmer turned out to be brothers? Then again, it would be hilarious if they were sisters. Caesar, get out of here. I can't with you anymore. I need you gone. He's been here for so long. I don't remember when he came here, but it was was it like October, November? Like, he's still here. I can't believe he's still, I've never spoken to him and he's still here. Like, there's people, like, who tried to move the other day? I think it was Chief. Like, me and Chief, I feel like, have an active relationship, and he tried to move the other day. Whereas I barely, if at all, speak to Caesar, and he's still here. Like, make that make sense. Can someone explain that to me? Wild World, you make no sense with that kind of thing. It's Nanny, yes, Queen. Why are you out so late? Why aren't you in bed? I should go to sleep, but I've got too much on my mind. Hey, E-Monkey, I'm sorry for the sudden request, but would you deliver this? It's just a letter I have to get to Rosie. It's not too much of a rush. Okay, perfect. I was hoping it would be someone we hadn't... Oh no. Never mind. Your pockets are full. You can't... Okay, our mail is full. Whoops, sorry, Nan. I was gonna say, I was hoping it's somebody that we have yet to talk to, like... Chief. Chief's the only one. Okay, yeah, I better check our letters too. I actually forgot that we were full. Is there any bottle mail? No, there isn't. Okay, let's talk to Chief. Hello, it's you. The night's still young. Why don't you and I do something fun for a change? What's up with everyone being into bug catching lately? The other day my niece told me she wanted a mole cricket, so that's where you come in. If you happen to see one, can you catch it for me? Okay, it's on, like, I don't know, but it's on. Alright, so the only one left is Elmer, so we'll talk to Elmer. I also completely forgot about our letters, so let's get rid of these. Okay, good HRA score. And what's the other one? Ooh, got extra space. You create a U zone where you can relax after a hard day. Okay. Toss both of those since we don't need them, but they're both good scores, so that's good. From Rosie, February 27th is my birthday. I'm having a big party, so you should come with a present. See you soon. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's in a couple of days. These are the things that we ordered. What was it? The kitchen chairs, wasn't it? Here's your exotic chair. Thanks for your faithful patronage. Okay, perfect. So we can toss those. So that's the mail caught up with, and we have our exotic chairs for the kitchen. I'll pop those in. Also have a green rug. I can't remember if No, somebody gave that to me, and somebody gave me a satellite too for running an errand. So we can actually sell those two things. And I'll hang on to the Jacob's ladder at the moment, although I know I am just going to replant them, but I'll hang on to them for the moment. We'll plant them soon. Let's replace these kitchen chairs. Yeah, I think these are going to look way better. Okay, I didn't want it there, but where did I want it? Yeah, I think that looks nicer. They just look nicer. The wood doesn't quite match the... what do you call it? The ranch table, but... oh, that's cute. I like these better than the other chairs. I do. I think that's very, very cute. Okay, perfect. I like how that looks. That's perfect. Okay, so I've already explained how I'm going to structure this a little bit differently. I don't think it's going to feel that much different for you, really. It's just that we're just going to kind of jump ahead to the next time I record, which will be another day. But I'm going to leave this little section here, and I will check in with you very soon. The next time I sit down to record, I will hopefully just be either picking a specific thing to do, or it will be a kind of pre-recorded catching of some fish, and with me just recording the voice later. So whatever. I don't know what's going to happen next. We're just going to have to see. But yeah, I will leave it here for this section, and let's cut to whatever happens next. Okay, and welcome back to the same episode. Now, I have a lot of updates. It has been a month, actually, since I recorded the previous part of this, which is very weird because you'll be watching this and it'll feel instantaneous, but it's actually been a month from my perspective. So a lot's happened, a lot's changed. I've kind of been through a lot with regards to this series at the moment. So I'm going to fill you in on everything. But first of all, visually, you can see that there's quite a significant change in the coloring because we are now into March. So we are fully into the spring colors. And I'm going to fill you in. So over the last while, I have been trying to do some time traveling. Actually, no, I have been doing time traveling back in time to try and fill up the Critterpedia. I've been trying to catch sharks and some of the river fish that we missed, and the banded dragonfly and the giant beetle. And after many many, many failures to catch sharks. I'm at a point now where I'm just finding it too difficult and too time consuming at this point. There are so many reasons as to why you haven't seen an Animal Crossing episode in a while, and I'm going to talk you through some of that stuff now, as well as just checking in today and doing our usual, routine stuff. Now, as a result of this time travel, this has been happening every time I come back to the present day to make sure I didn't lose any villagers in the process of time traveling. So I would time travel, I would try and get my stuff, and then I would come back to present day and just check in with everybody and make sure that nobody left. But every time I would come back, my town is full of weeds. So I would be plucking up the weeds, and then every time I would time travel, this would come back again because I'd be skipping back 6-8 months. And then I come back and my villagers are like, hey, we haven't seen you in 8 months, even though it's been all in real time. And you guys know how time traveling works. So I do need to pull up the weeds. There's a lot of weeds to pull up because of the time travel, the game thinks that I haven't been playing for 6 to 8 months. So that's why there's so many weeds growing, even though that is not the case. I've been playing every day for the last over 2 years. So rather than me just sitting and chatting for a few minutes or standing and chatting, why don't I just chat to you while we pull up the weeds and multitask a little bit and try and get this under control, because this is insane. My heart dropped the first time I saw this. I was like, are you kidding me? I have to go around and pull up all these weeds. This is crazy. So there's been a few reasons as to why you haven't seen Animal Crossing episodes in the last while. One of the reasons is that Pokemon started randomly doing really well. I kind of fell back into a Pokemon phase and was really enjoying playing Soul Silver again, and it randomly started doing well. I had batch recorded a bunch of episodes before I took a trip to Ireland in February so that I could continue to keep posting the episodes while I was gone, because they're relatively quickly, I can get them edited and uploaded really quickly, so that was more manageable for me while I was traveling to do it that way. So while I was away, I was, continuing with the upload days, mostly posting Pokemon, and then Pokemon just started randomly doing really well. Usually it's Animal Crossing that does better in terms of video performance. I think a lot of people here are subscribed mainly for my Wild World series, since that was the series that people first started to click on. So usually I'd post a Wild World episode and it would get a couple hundred views, few hundred views, and I would post Pokemon and it would not do so well. I just was posting them because I was enjoying it and I wanted to continue the series, of course, but Pokemon typically got less than 100 views, which is not a lot. But randomly, lately, the last couple months, it's been doing really well. It's been getting hundreds of views for me, which, that's good for a 1,000 subscriber channel. Hundreds of views, and even randomly, a couple weeks ago, one of the episodes randomly hit 1,000 views. So I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening here, but this is really cool. The algorithm started to push it, and people were finding the channel, people were clicking on the videos, and that was great. So I kind of wanted to continue that momentum while that was going well. That was one of the reasons. The other reason was that randomly, my computer would just repeatedly crash whenever I was working on Wild World episodes, and it didn't happen with anything else. That was the weird thing, is I edit a lot. Like, I do a lot of editing for this channel and also for my main channel. For anyone who doesn't know, I do play music and I have a main YouTube channel that I work on videos mainly for that channel. That's my main priority, is my music and my videos about Ireland and stuff and different things. So that's my main priority, and so I edit a lot between 2 YouTube channels with lots of different types of content. I use my computer a lot. I edit a lot. Whenever I would work on Animal Crossing Wild World, it would just keep crashing. My computer would repeatedly crash, and I'd have to reboot it and then go back into the project and continue editing, and then 10 minutes later it would crash again. And it didn't happen with anything else I was editing, so it kind of just put a pause on my productivity. When when your computer keeps crashing, it is the most frustrating thing. So it kind of like halted me putting the episodes together, because I'm like, well, I can't. My computer actually won't let me upload these episodes, process and edit these episodes. So I gotta just go with what's working, which was everything else. So I kind of just took a little pause because that was stressing me out. So those are 2 kind of logistical reasons, but the main reason is I have really been struggling with the time traveling and the catching of what we never caught. Catching sharks is hard, don't get me wrong. I wasn't never expecting catching sharks to be easy, and I know that's like a thing that, you know, you need a lot of patience in Animal Crossing, especially Wild World, especially the older games. You need a lot of patience if you want to catch things like sharks and anything that's really, really rare. So I'm fully aware of that. I'm not like expecting it to be easy. Like, I know this is hard. However, I didn't expect it to be like, I mean, it's been a month now and I've literally not caught anything. I've not caught anything that I've tried to catch. And I'm kind of at a point now where I just don't think I can do it anymore. And I know I kind of, you know, in the last episode or in the previous part of this episode talked about like not wanting to, you know, ruin the end of the series or anything like that. But I'm kind of at a point now where I'm completely burnt out. I don't want to do it anymore. And I think most of you will understand where I'm coming from. Just waited for a music change there. So yeah, I do think that most of you will understand where I'm coming from. You know, sometimes we get really excited to play a game, we play it for a while, and in this case, we've played it for 2 years, over 2 years. It's actually over 2.5 years. I'm losing the will to live. I'm going to be honest. I've arrived at a point now where I'm more excited about ending this series than I am about continuing it. And I think once you get to that point, it's time to make some changes. And hey, Rolled, how's it going? Hey, what's shaking? How's life? You ready? Rock, paper, scissors, go. Ooh, let's go paper. Oh yeah, too bad I have some scissors. Yes, I won. I guess last out. Oh, okay. Never mind, it's gone. Rolled interrupted my train of thought. I just don't have the time in my life or my schedule right now to be time traveling in-game most days, or if not every day or most days, even a few times throughout the week, to try and catch fish that are really hard to catch, and it's really frustrating. And, you know, the time traveling in-game is very time consuming, and then not to mention we have to clean up all these weeds when we get back, and also not to mention there is the chance of losing villagers that we have worked hard to maintain. We almost lost Mint in a time travel. I will insert that here in one of the sessions that I recorded without voiceover. Mint almost moved out. I managed to save her, and it just, I don't know, for me the cons are starting to outweigh the pros at this point, and I am having a hard time. I'm just having a hard time, and this should not be stressful. I said from the beginning that this channel I consider my hobby. I do it for fun. As long as I'm having fun, I will continue to play the games I'm playing. And if something is no longer serving me, or something is no longer fun and is becoming stressful, I need to eliminate it from my life, because it's just not worth it for me. And I do feel bad because I know so many of you love this series and you have loved Wild World, and I do carry that guilt with me a little bit of like, I'm ending something that people really like, and that's quite hard for me to deal with sometimes. I'm like, I feel like I'm taking away something that makes people happy, even though you can go back and watch all of the episodes, and it's not like we'll never do Animal Crossing in the future again. Like I have previously talked about, I would love to do more Animal Crossing in the future. There's a possibility that I will play through New Leaf as a brand new like player for the first time. I've never played through New Leaf, and I do love the idea of playing it for the first time for this channel. That is a very definite possibility for the future, maybe after some time. I think I'm a little burnt out with Animal Crossing at the minute, and I just need a break from it. And so you just never know. And who knows, we may even do Wild World again in the future. I'm not going to commit to that. I'm not going to say that's definitely happening. But, you know, I feel like I've learned a lot through this playthrough. So if I was to play again and start a town from scratch, I would do things so differently, and like because of everything I've learned. Whoa, I got something to ask you. You're not from the countryside. Ugh. Are you not from the countryside, are you? Wooha! Yeah, that must be real rough for you, kid. Maybe things will get better for you someday. Here's my number 23 shirt. You better put it to good use or I'll know about it. We are still plucking weeds. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so crazy? I can't believe I've been talking for like over 10 minutes. So yeah, without, I was going to say running the risk of over-explaining myself, I think I've already done that. I think it's clear to you watching this that I'm burnt out. I've had enough. I don't want to continue to force something that is only adding me stress and not bringing me joy, because I think that will feed through the screen and you will feel that too, and I don't want that. I think I'm at a point now where I have to forego completing the Critterpedia. One big lesson I have learned from playing Wild World is to avoid the time travel where possible, if you are trying to like play in real time and keep things in real time, and to catch everything seasonally as it comes up. I didn't prioritize enough catching sharks in the summertime. I did try, but it is hard. I could have tried harder knowing that once the window had closed, that it was closed for good. Because in my mind I was like, oh well, I can time travel, and I even got comments saying you should time travel, it's no big deal. But now going through it myself, I'm like, no, this is really annoying. Like, time travel in Wild World is so annoying, at least the way I'm doing it. It might not be for you, but the way I'm doing it, it's driving me crazy. And it's starting to, like, it sounds so stupid to say, but it's starting to affect my life. It's causing me stress, it's causing me disappointment, and I just don't have room for that right now. And it's a stupid game. So that's where I'm at. So I've made a decision. I've made an executive decision in the last week, but the last few days, really. I've made an executive decision. Completing the Critterpedia is not going to be what I consider this series finished. I'm just like, okay, we have to let go what we didn't catch. Which, to be fair, if we look at our thing, we did pretty well. We caught all but 2 bugs in the museum, which I think that's the banded dragonfly. And then we have the giant beetle, which we didn't get. And then in terms of fish, we got most of them, bar the sharks. And there was also a few river fish that we never caught as well. There was the arowana, the dorado, the kind of larger river fish, and then of course the sharks at the end. I couldn't get the shark, I couldn't get the hammerhead shark, I couldn't get the prehistoric fish, I couldn't get the blue marlin, I couldn't get the tuna. I tried everything. It was just too hard. It was getting, pitfall seed. It was getting too hard. It was just getting too hard. Mint, you didn't leave. Yay, I'm so happy. Hi Swirly. I think first impressions are very important when it comes to romance. Are there any words that'll just strangle the heart of someone when I meet them? I'll mull it over. Wow, you're in a good mood today, aren't you? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Shoot. Okay, I'm just gonna go with hi Swirly with extra E's because I thought that was cute. I still like her saying that, so hi Swirly. I didn't want to change it. So I'm forgoing the Critterpedia. I'm leaving it. We did our best. We didn't do too bad considering we caught most things. So what I will consider this town being finished, this playthrough being finished, is finishing up the pads so that our town is like fully decorated and laid out. And we are waiting on one more villager. One update I have is that Caesar moved out. Caesar moved out maybe last week, I think. He stuck around for a while considering we didn't talk to him much. So I'm kind of shocked at how much he did stick around, which was kind of crazy. So Caesar is like finally out. Finally. And somebody took his place the other day, and I think actually it was almost spoiled. I think I saw them behind this tree about 5 minutes ago and I kind of diverted away because I didn't want to spoil it. So let me see if I can find the person that moved in. I always say person, I don't mean person. This is where Caesar lived. So this house is now here now. And I looked at the sign, it said Ali. And I was like, oh my gosh, Ali is such an adorable name. I thought maybe Ali would be somebody very, very cute. And alas, I was wrong. Ali is not someone I consider to be a homie. So unfortunately, we have to wait for Ali to leave, and I have only spoken to her once. I'll speak to her again today just so you guys see what she's about, if I can find her anywhere, wherever she is. So unfortunately, Ali's not what we're looking for. So when somebody comes along to replace Ali, and hopefully that someone will be somebody that we want, wherever that house is, that will be where we will finish up the path. Switch it to suit the spring color palette so that everything blends nicely, and we'll link up the rest of the pads, and that will, I think, we'll consider our town finished. I think that's what I think. We already got the perfect town rating. I saved a few Lily of the Valleys because we lost all of these. I think I already updated you guys there. We lost all of these, but I kept a couple in my bag, and there's one in our house too, which was a very good idea. To do that, which one of my commenters suggested I do, so thank you for that. That was a really, really good call, otherwise we would have lost all of our Lily of the Valley flowers. So we got our Lily of the Valley flower, and we got a 5, perfect town scoring, although we did not maintain it, thanks to time traveling. Almost perfect neighbors, everybody I love. I love Rosie, Elmer, Mint, Rolled, Chief, Nan, and Bones. I love them all so much. Nan, I think, having a special place in my heart. So if we can just wait on Ali moving out, hopefully somebody will move in her place, who we will consider part of, perfect for who we want to keep. Finish linking up the pads, and then I think we'll call it a day. That's where I'm at. So that probably means the next episode will be the final episode. So I hope you guys are cool with that. We can consider this the penultimate episode. I know it's sad. I am sad to be leaving this behind, but I'm also ready. I'm at a point now where it makes me happy to move on, and I think that's a good place to be in. And it doesn't mean it's the end of Animal Crossing Wild World. It's the end of this chapter. I was in a completely different headspace and time in my life when I started this series, and I don't know how I kept it going for 2.5 years. I feel like most people on YouTube do not do that. But I just enjoy the process, and life continues on. And I'm just ready to move on. I don't need to keep explaining that. Okay, I think I've had enough of pulling weeds. I want to show you guys Ali before I wrap this up, just so you can see who Ali is, and I will continue to remove these leaves in my own time. So when we come back in the next episode, I'm hoping that Ali will have left and somebody new will have moved in. We won't get to spend a lot of time with them, that's the only thing, but, you know, that's the way it's gonna go. And we will fix up the pads, and we'll finish up the town, and we will say goodbye to home. I see a present. Let's shoot it down. Also, my bag is full. I have so much fish. I also had to fish with the time travel since I was trying to catch sharks and stuff. I had to fish during the night. So I would, you know, time travel to like 1, 2 a.m. and I couldn't go to Nooks to sell because it would be closed, so I'd have to put all the fish in my house. So my house is currently full of fish. So I've got to sell those as well at some point. So I might, either I'll do that, you know, in an episode, or I'll probably end up doing it in the meantime. So what is this present? It's a dartboard. Okay, I'm gonna sell it. So I got a lot of stuff to sell. I just want to find Ali. I want to show you guys Ali. And who knows, the final episode, the next episode may even be, maybe it could be a little bit longer. I'm not sure. It could also be filmed on 2 different days. I might do it that way. We'll see, because we do have a lot still to tidy up, and I've got a lot of mail to get through and stuff. So the final episode next time it's very possible that it could be filmed on 2 different days, and I might even make it a little bit longer just as an extra treat and as a massive thank you to all of you who have enjoyed this series from the very beginning. It has meant the world to me. I feel like this series really got this channel kind of off the ground, got Pokera off the ground from 0 subscribers to 1,300 at this point, which I know is not a lot, but when you start from 0, it is a lot, and I feel like most of you found me because of this Wild World series, so I'm so grateful to that. Okay, no sign of Ali. I'm gonna check and see if she is actually just at home. She's not. Okay, she is out somewhere. I just don't know where she is. Ali, where are you? As much as I can't control other people's reactions, I do hope that you are not too sad and are excited for the future, because I have so many games I want to play. Oh shoot. I have so many games I want to play, so many different kinds of games I want to play. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I think if I'm excited, then it'll make more people more excited. I thought that was her for a second, but that was Mint. I wonder, is she in somebody's house? Because I literally, I've been walking around for... Oh, wait, never mind. There she is. She's a crocodile, I want to say. Hey, Ali. Hi, Erin. Would you like to see something? Of course you would. This super weird letter just appeared in my mailbox one day. Did I ask you to leave? Chew on this, Ali. The less a person accomplishes in a day, the more he talks during his meals, but that's okay. That's actually hilarious. Do you think it was a practical joke or something else? I kept it because it was kind of funny. Okay, so there we have it. Ali, she's a little... I mean, I just don't think she's suitable for our town in particular. So we'll let her move on. Hopefully that's soon, and we'll see who takes her place. Okay, everyone, I'm gonna wrap up this penultimate, second to last episode of Animal Crossing Wild World. I will continue to pull up all these weeds and sell all of my unneeded fish. I caught a lot of sea bass, guys, it's ridiculous. And I will check in with you again very soon, and I hope you will enjoy the next episode, which will be the final episode. So soak it in, savor it, soak it up. I can't wait to move on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this probably extra long episode. possibly. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And a special shout out and thank you to my members, Meow Maddie, Orange Me, Jess Beatty, Maya Drakolazowski, Kugona, Crystal Cone, Lucy Lou, and Degenerated Otaku. Thank you guys all so much for being members, and your support means the world. And thank you all again for watching this video, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Slán go fóill, goodbye.